ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஸ்ரீசைலே சதயாபாத்திரம் தீபத்யாதிகுணார்ணவம் யதீந்திர பிரவணம் வந்தே ரம்யஜா மாதரம் முனிம் இத்யாதி பிரணதோஸ்மி நித்யம் வரமுனி தயாபாத்திரம் கோமட குல உதிதம் ஸ்ரீனிவாசஹாரியம் வந்தே அஸ்மத் குலதேசிகம். சுபம். Namasabhaye. We are continuing the celebrations of Vasanta Navaratri by delivering this lecture series on Sri Ramayanam. And on this Earth Day, we are going to rejoice Sri Ramayanam as a way of life. More specifically, how the characters, particularly the rulers of Raghu dynasty, Vamsa, cared for people, cared for the environment and cared for the society and cared for all the living objects around them. What a perfect way to celebrate Sri Ramayanam and the Earth Day. The Veda emphasizes the importance of the well-being of the entire world, which includes sentient, insentient, objects with higher senses, animals, plants, so on and so forth. And this Shanti mantra is recited almost on all occasions. Tachanyor avrinemahe ghatum yajnaya ghatum yajnapataye daivi swastirastunah swastir manushebhyah swastir jigatu beshajam Sanno astu dvipade chanchadushpade Om Shanti 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 Manushebhyaha Sarvebhyaha Lokaha Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Then it says all those things that grow up using root. Urdhvanjigatu Beshajam. And then all those that have 2 legs, like us animals, and all those that have 4 legs. So, totally it has asked for the well-being. What a beautiful dharma, what a beautiful way of living. So, what this Vedic mantra prays, people in the Ikshvaku dynasty, not only the rulers, but also the living beings in Ayodhya and the Koshala Desha. So Rama and Dasaratha ruled the Dakshina Bhaga of Koshala Desha, whereas the northern part belongs to his maternal grandfather. So there is a beautiful say, because Rama's mother was Kaushalai. So she also hails from Koshala. So people now try to say that Koshala is in the northern part, whereas Dasaratha, Ayodhya, which is also part of Koshala, is the southern Koshala. Anyway, beautiful way of understanding that geographically, topographically. Okay, so as the Vedic mantra asks and prays for the well-being of the world, we also on this Earth Day, during the Vasanta Rutu, pray for the well-being of the earth, Madharti. Having prayed for the well-being, we will continue on the series on Sri Ramayana, lecture number 5. Ramayanam is a way of life indeed. Today we are going to rejoice some literature from Kalidasa, Upama Kalidasasya. A man, a great Kavi who is known for his similes and also ponder on the thoughts given by one of the greats of India, great thinkers, the last Governor General, a great statesman, a politician, a shrewd politician indeed, Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, a close follower and a close associate of Desapita Mahatma Gandhi, Bapuji. So Chakravarti Rajagopalachari. So not only he was a able lawyer, shrewd politician, statesman, a learned person, and more importantly, a great writer. He wrote Ramayana and Mahabharata for particularly students and youngsters and published it as weekly columns in great magazines published in Tamil Nadu, Kalki, and which was also published in Indian Express versions in those days, if I remember correctly. Sunday Telegraph or something of that sort. So he tells some 60 years back. So we are going to begin the lecture using Rajaji's, Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, the last Governor General of India, how he thought Ramayan. So I was reminiscing the studies I did some roughly 35 years back. My maternal grandfather was a Gandhian and a lawyer in Chennai, and he was also associated with Rajaji during his later days. So he is the one who made me get interested in reading his texts, particularly in English. So while Rajaji was publishing in Tamil, he was also publishing these weekly columns on Ramayana and Mahabharata, which were subsequently published as book. So I got used to reading one of those books on Ramayana, and I memorized this, which is still fresh in my memory. Of course, I may not paraphrase exactly. I might have missed some words, but nevertheless, the essence is same. So what is Ramayana? Ramayana is a way of life. So he says, Ramayanam is not a history or a mere biography. It's a part of Hindu mythology. So it's not just simply a poem of power, eloquence and style and grandeur. It's not merely a history, it's not a biography, it's a part of Hindu mythology. And then he qualifies. We cannot understand Greek life and Greek civilization without knowing Apollo, Hercules, Venus. So also one cannot understand and comprehend the Hindu Dharma. Dharma is way of life. So Hindu Dharma, unless one knows Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, Ravana, Kumbhakarna and Hanuman, all the good and bad characters. So he says, mythology is needed for a society. Mythology is indeed very essential for society. Then he quotes Bernard Shaw. He says that Bernard Shaw used to acknowledge the essentiality of mythology. So Ramayana is itself a way of living because of the dharma it prescribes. Dharma is way of living, high way of living, and also the actions of the characters. So Rajaji quotes both good and bad characters in Ramayana. So it is very important. So this is extremely important that one of the greatest minds in India makes it a point to relay, to outreach to youngsters way back in 1950s. Imagine 1955 or 57, if I remember correctly, roughly 60 years back, that he was saying, do not just simply take Ramayana as an historical text. Do not take simply as a bhakti text alone. Take it as a necessity for the society we live, Rama Rajyam, because it is loke dharmena pratishtitam. Upanishad says. So that is what it is. So whether you take it and read it as an eloquent poem, whether you take it and read it as a dharmic text, make sure that we understand the way of life depicted. So the text itself is a way of life. So why would this be possible? Because the characters have lived the life. 95% of the characters are good. Here and there you get evil or bad characters, because the Shastra says, Lokaha bhinna ruchihi. People are different. That's what makes this world a beautiful place to live. That too we have to remember that everything has to live in harmony. But good should outweigh bad. Right? So, lokaha binna ruchihi. So, we have to live in this harmony as this Veda already prayed, which we alluded to before. So, why this is? Because the people exhibited the characters, they learned from others. This Kalidasa begins, this Vagartha Pratipattaye. So, the word and the Artha should live in harmony. Similarly, the preachings, the Dharma should live in harmony with action. That is what characters in Ramayana, most of the characters in Ramayana did. So, Kwa Surya Prabhavo Vamshaha Kvacha Alpa Vishayamatihi Titirshuhu Dustaram Mohat Udupenasmi Sagaram. We can't learn and we can't do Upanyasa in Ramayana without, of course, Valmiki Ramayanam. That for those who have Tamil as their vernacular, Kambharamayanam, and for Vaishnavas like us, Sri Vaishnavas like us, Alvar Sirachol, and for a Indian who has some interest and understanding in Sanskrit, you got to invoke Kalidasa, and so do Tulasidas. So the poem says, who am I to talk about the great lives of Surya Vamsha kings as well as those people who lived in that Ayodhya? It's like as if I am trying to cross a big ocean with just a small boat, that too the boat that doesn't have oars in it. So in Tamil it is called Parisil. It's a small boat made of some leaves and bamboo stick. So Titirshuhu Dustaram Udupena Asmi Sagaram Iva. And Kalidasa is known for his Upama. So he says, when he is talking about how am I Mantamatihi, Alpavishayamatihi, like me, how can I even describe the deeds and the living and the acts of those who have come in Surya Vamsha? It is as if a guy or a girl is trying to cross a ocean, Pacific Ocean, with just a small boat. Is it possible? No. So that is what Kalidasa says. Okay, so I just wanted to infuse the style of Kalidasa, Upama Kalidasa. In Raghuvamsa, in most of the poems, 80% of the poems, the Uttara Bhaga will have some form or fashion of simile. Okay, then if we talk about caring for the society and caring for harmony in the world, one has to go and read Raghuvamsa. At the get-go, Kalidasa talks about King Dilipa and his wife Sudakshina. Beautiful, beautiful sarga to explain the care the Dilipa was a forefather of Sri Ramachandra. So he says, and then he brings a nice story. So this Dilipa and his wife Sudakshina once upon a time go to Vasishtha. Vasishtha has been living forever since Manu began this Surya Vamsa. Vivaswan Manu, the son of Surya. So the Vasishtha was living. So Vasishtha is a great rishi, so has been preaching so many Raghuvamsa kings. Okay, leave that aside. So the Dilipa and Sudakshina, this is Ramayana, but it's perfect fitting for Earth Day. Okay, and that is way of living. So they go to Vasishtha and prayed to him saying that we didn't have any progeny. We want to grow this Raghuvamsa because this Raghuvamsa is for all dharma. Then Vasishtha, just to show the heart of these kings, how they not only care for people, they also care for animals and plants and everything else. So he just acts again. This is my way of understanding. Although Kalidasa never brings this point to light, but could be because Vasishtha is a Triloka Jnani. He is also the rishi in whose clan I was born. Set that aside. Anyway, Vasishtha is one of my forefathers per se, if I take that line of ancestry. Okay, just for lighter sense I am telling. Vasishtha Maitravarana Kaundanyaha Triyarashaha, that is my pravara, okay, in the Arya Paddhati. Then Vasishtha knows that this Raghukula, the Kula of Rama, will prosper. But then he says, okay, look, Dilipa, I'm going to give you my beloved child. The child is Kamadhenu. So I'm going to give this, which is from the celestial world. If you take care of Kamadhenu, I think it was for 21 days or something like that. I read Raghuvamsa a long time back, but there is one reference somewhere in that sloka, in this, I think it is a Dvitiya Sarga, that Dilipa took care of Kamadhenu for 21 days earnestly. Okay. Then the Kamadhenu herself will bless you because of your Kainkarya, because of your activity. Okay, so goes Dilipa and Sudakshina, Kamadhenu goes. But you know, Kamadhenu also is going to test Dilipa. Kamadhenu is a great cow, right? Sarvan Kaman. The cow will satisfy every interest. Okay, that is the reason Viswamitra quarreled with Vasishta. Anyway, that's a separate story. Then one day, this Kamadhenu runs yonder to the Himalayan forest. This King Dilipa has made a vow that then Vasishta also advises Kamadhenu is a Deva animal. Right, even though it is a female, it is like Rishabhatvam. So you got to be careful, make a vow that you will protect this Gomata. That is also important, right? Gomata is like a mother. Then this Kamadhenu runs somewhere in upper Himalayas. Then all of a sudden, a big lion, roaring lion, runs behind this Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu keeps on running. Then this Dilipan tries to protect that Kamadhenu and tries to hunt this lion, which is nothing but a Maya Srishti of Kamadhenu herself. Kamadhenu wanted to test. Vasishta wanted to test. Kamadhenu wanted to test. So there comes a roaring lion. It's like a Rishabha. Lord Shiva's Rishabha. It was like that. Lord Rudra's vehicle. So it was so powerful. And then Dilipa thought, hey, I am the Chakravarti. I am from Raghukula. I am from Vivaswan Manu Vamsa. Because the Raghu comes after Dilipan. So, it's nothing for me. I can just toss this lion like this, but it never happens. So it keeps on running. Kamadhenu disappeared somewhere. He lost his sight on Kamadhenu. Then all he was is running and running and running behind this roaring lion. Then the lion says, look, I will let Kamadhenu go if you could satisfy my hunger. So normally when I am hungry, I used to drink the blood of a cow. This is what I think Kalidasa states there. Then he says, okay, now that I am not able to get hold of that Kamadhenu, I am hungry. But you know, I am like a bull of Lord Shiva, so I will not quit. And now that you have seen that you cannot kill me, come to a compromise and a solution. There comes Dilipa's words. Those have to be etched in a golden plate. He wants to keep the vow. So far we have been learning only about Rama. Let's see how his ancestors also practiced Dharma. So he wanted to protect the vow he has given to Maharshi Vasishta, and he says that I will at any cost give you your food. Beautiful poem of Kalidasa. When you are learning Sanskrit Kavya, Raghuvamsa is what we all learn, don't we? So, and we were supposed to recite. If you are going to study Kavya, all you do first is memorize these Anushtups. Sattvam madiyena sharira vrittim dehena nivartayitum prasida dina avasana utsuka bhalavatsa vrisrijyatam dhenu iyam maharshe. Beautiful. So we can't memorize the 19 sarga of Raghuvamsa, but the Sanskrit preceptors normally pick some slokas and you recite. Okay. So sattvam madhiyena sharira vrithim dehena nivartayitum prasida madiyena. I will give my body to satisfy your hunger. Sharira vrittim madiyena dehena nivartayitum prasida. Please take it. Because it is very important, because you got to let go. So what he does, just for a calf. He doesn't know Kamadhenu is a great calf, a great cow. All he wants is to protect dharma, because he has given a vow that he will protect the cow, and he cares for the animal. That is what important. On the earth day, that is very important we say this. Sattvam madiyena sharira vrittim. Dilipa says, Dehena nivartayitum prasida. Okay, so you take my body and flesh and then release Kamadhenu, because you cannot separate calf and a cow. If you have lived in the village, you know that if you just separate calf from cow for a long time, the cow will start yelling, basically, ma, 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 with a boisterous voice. And if a cow does that, it's not auspicious. So people won't be happy to see cow using such a boisterous voice, right? So immediately we make sure that the cow and calf are joined. So dina avasana utsuka, at the end of the day, diva avasana utsuka bhalavatsaha. So the calf will be crying for the mother cow. Visrijyatam denuhu iyam maharshe. Then he says, it's of no use for me to be called as a Kshatriya, who is a man with valor. Why is this valor needed? To protect the world. That's what he says. He qualifies. Shatat kilatrayata iti udagraha kshatrasya shabdo bhuvaneshu rudaha. What's the purpose? Rudaha. What's the general way of using the word Kshatriya if I am not living up to this? Kshatriya means Kshatram Pantu. That means you have to be a protector. Kshatram Pantu. Rajyena kim tad viparita vritte pranaihi upakrosha malima sairva. Pranaihi upakrosha malinam. So what is the purpose if I am not able to protect lives? He says, what is the purpose if I let the life wither away? Malinam. Malina means to get dirt. That means here we should understand that what is the purpose of letting prana go, dissipate. My purpose as a Raja, my purpose as a person who has the valor, Kshatriya, is to protect. So if I am not protecting, that is viparita vrittihi, Rajya. If I am not protecting my subjects, my beings, whether it is a plant or an animal or a fauna or flora, there is no point in me calling myself or others calling myself to be a Kshatriya, man with valor. So what is the purpose of Rajya? That is Dharma. So not only Rama preached, his ancestors were doing this. So basically Rama followed this. Munnor Morinda, Manavala Mamnikal says in Upadesa Ratnamalai this what? Munnor Morinda Muraitappamal, care to follow the acts and deeds of good people. If they are doing good, do not question. Pinnornd Tamadanai Pesade. You see, right from Treta Yuga to just 600 years ago, where Swami Unavala Mamanigal, a great preceptor of Sri Vaishnava philosophy, lived, everybody did what previous people, good people did. That's the important thing. So, now the test has been fulfilled. So, they all knew, Vasishtha was sitting in the yonder. But he has Jnana Drishti. Okay, he is one of the greatest rishi, right? Similarly, that Kamadhenu knew, and then Kamadhenu comes and says, look, this Rishabha, this bull was my Srishti, just to test you. Not only test your care for animal, your care for fauna and flora, your care for people, your care for preceptors. Bhaktya gurau mai anukampaya cha pritasmite putra varam vrinishva. Okay, now you ask me putra varam vrinishva. Then Kalidasa plays his own trick. He's a great Kavi. Then he says, Okay, then he puts this line. I used to ask my grandfather, under whom I guess I learned Raghuvamsa. So why would Kalidasa infuse this kind of a sneaky line there? Na kevala nam payasam prasutim avehimam kamadhugam prasannam. Hey Dilipa, don't think I'm just an ordinary cow just milking. This is Kalidasa's word. Na kevala nam payasam prasutim avehimam kamadhugam prasannam. That's what Kavi. So if it's very dry, people won't read. You see, I was young, very young per se, when I learned Raghuvamsa. So this line, so I would be not even listening. You know, kids at that age don't listen. But we just simply memorize. So if you do so, here and there, all these beauties will be inserted, whether it's in Tamil or in Tulsidas or in even the prose form of Kadambari, Gadhya structure Kadambari. Certain things will be inserted to create that interest. In other words, to wake you up. So Kalidasa put this, don't think. So he was talking about a great dharma. He was talking about one has to live righteously. One has to keep their words. That is very important. And one has to take care not only themselves, not only their immediate circle and kin. They should care for the entire society. This is a heavy subject. When he is talking, he just infuses these kinds of sneaky things. Na kevalanam payasam prasutim. Don't think kevalanam, na. Payasam prasutim. I can only give milk. Don't think like that. Then I am a great cow. Avehimam kamadhugam prasannam. So, Kalidasa begins Raghuvamsa. When he is going to talk about the great people of Raghu Kula, Dilipa, he talks from all those people until Lavakusha, 19 sargas. He begins in the second sarga itself talking about the importance Dilipan gives to learning. So when he used to drive to see Vasishta, when he used to go from Ayodhya to go to Vasishta's hermitage, he sees a smoke coming. So people were doing Agni Santanam. Then he stops his chariot to pay his obeisance. From a distance, when he sees the smoke, Dhuma, he thinks that there are people doing their routine daily rituals, and he used to be very pleased that look, in my kingdom people are doing what is required of them to do, learning, practice dharma. Then subsequently he goes, and this slokas which we have recited on the narration between Kamadhenu and Dilipa comes. So then Dilipa gets his boon, and then the Vamsa propagates. Okay, so dharma is important. So Raghukula people were always practitioners of dharma, caring for the society. And let's go today, we'll take something very interesting today to highlight how Ramayanam is a way of living. Okay, having said that the Ikshvaku Kula people all care for people, immaterial whether it is a living being or non-living being. Whether it has a sixth sense or five sense, it doesn't matter. Okay. Then Rama, who is an embodiment of Dharma, but at the same time, he is a Amsa of Vishnu, which he does not proclaim on his own, but we know. But he makes two incidents. Valmiki Ramayanam has this, as well as Kamba Ramayanam. So, Valmiki Ramayanam, at two instances, it looks like Rama little bit slipped, not from Dharma, but he played little bit games, maybe because of his age as a young Yavana Purusha. So, first thing was, this is not clearly specified in Valmiki Ramayana, but Alvar in Tamil text specifies that he played games with Mantara, Kuni. Perhaps that may be the reason that Mantara took a revenge, okay, which is not specified in Valmiki Ramayana, but it is specified in Alvar's Pasuram, so it is true, eternally true. But Valmiki talks about Mantara, the Kuni. So what we are going to now see is how people are important. You need to respect people, but people are important. Do not underestimate people. So the first thing what we wanted to highlight was our interest in this lecture series is to bring certain pearls which Adiyan had the bhagyam to learn from many preceptors, mostly from my family people and also my Sanskrit teacher way back in home. So we just wanted to share the joy, what we have gained. If at all what I am reciting is all because of my forefathers, my mother and my father and my preceptors, many. Whether it is a Sanskrit or Tamil or Hindi or Telugu, I had the good fortune to be at the right time at the right place. That's all it is. Jnanam illachiriyen. I don't have any jnana. It's all what they told me. I was young, so I was able to grasp it. That's all. So I want to highlight that people are important. Ramayana tells this, and do not underestimate people, which we are going to elucidate and highlight. And one is the Mantara Vrittanta. Another one, it just slips away. This is again in Ayodhya Kanda itself. There is another Dvija, a learned person with whom Rama just played because he was a young man. How old was he? Probably he was 16 plus 12, 28 years old when he left for the Vana. Roughly at that age, young man. So, but then Valmiki puts these two characters, Mantara and a learned person called Trijata. So he says, perhaps some of the scholars question this, perhaps it is because of certain tiny little stuff that he did with these people, maybe fate took a turn, which Lakshmana himself asks. We may not have time to go in detail, but I will just pass these as we go. So we'll take Mantara. So Mantara's episode is very important to know that do not underestimate people. Again, in management, we were all told that people are important. Do not underestimate people. There is also a saying, some people have a long memory. So they will just be patient, and when time comes, they are going to stab you. So people are important. So that is clearly given in this Mantara episode. How was she? Jnatidasi yatho jata kaikeya tu sahoshita prasadam chandra sankasham aruroha yadruschaya. The first line is important. Again, he depicts the first scene where Valmiki introduces Mantara is a beautiful scene. He says it was a full moon, clear, crystal clear moon. Prasadam chandra shankasham aruroha yadrichaya. So she was standing on the balcony on a good full moon day, crystal clear, pure full moon day, and he is going to introduce a paradox. The moon was so good, clean, crystal clean, whereas this lady's heart, beautiful. That is Kavya. See, he wants to depict the nature of Mantara, the Kuni, the wicked woman, the hunchback. But he says, he introduces, I guess this is one of the sloka in which he introduces. We learned Ramayana. These are the slokas where elders teach you as a Kavya to understand the prosodic nature, the prasam. So, Valmiki, we were lucky today to handle both Kalidasa, where we highlighted the Upama and the style of Kalidasa. Luckily, this sloka also is an epitome of Kavya, epitome of description in Kavya, right? So, Mantara get introduced. We all know that lady is a wicked lady. Sobokti, she goes and gossips around, which Andal, Goda Pirati says, Ti kuralai senru odom. If you have to live well in the world, please learn not to gossip. Vayattu vadavenum. If you have to live in the world, hey people, if you have to live in the world, that to live well in the world, first and foremost, do not gossip. Ti kuralai senru odom. Again a lesson. Whereas this Mantara does that same thing. Jnatidasi yatho jata kaikeya tu sahoshitaha yatha jata. See, beautiful. What to say, what na yato jataha. So, we don't know where this Mantara was born. That's a beauty. So, Kavis describe that if you are born in Ayodhya, in Ramarajya, or Dasaratha Rajya, or Dilipa Rajya, people were all of pure mind, chaste mind. Even the small kingdoms which were under Dasaratha had the same mindset. So, Kaikeya Rajyam is basically a part of subservient Desha kingdom to this Chakravarti Dasaratha. So, obviously, Kaikeyi and Kaikeya Raja and her brother, all their subjects should be pious. Then how come this lady alone, Kaikeyi alone, was wicked-minded? Valmiki puts these two words, yato jata. So we don't know where she was born. Yataha kutaha jataha. We can take it that way. We don't know where he was born. She was born. And then she was only resident of Kaikeyi Rajyam along with Kaikeyi since Kaikeyi was born. So we don't know which deshas he came. Beautiful. You see the prosody style here. Yatho jata Kaikeya. So do not underestimate the kingdom of Kaikeya, Kekeya Rajam, or Rajyam, or Ayodhya Rajyam. Both are same in their mindset. People are pure. People practice dharma. Like Kalidasa begins the Raghuvamsa Kavya as Vagartha Pratipattaye. Vag, like words and their meaning, it's inseparable. Like Emperuman and Pirati, inseparable. Similarly, dharma and good actions are inseparable. That's why Raghuvamsa might have opened up with that sloka. Of course, then he has to follow your Kavya Lakshana to say Ishtadeva Mangalasasanam, Ishtadeva Namaskaraha, Prathamam, Kavya Shailye Prathama Vaikari. So it is a one protocol, okay? Prathama Vaikari, Ishtadeva Namaskaraha, Mangalasasana, Itara. Okay, so maybe perhaps, but it's beautiful. If you look at Ramayana along with that Prathama Sloka, it says that dharma and action should follow each other. Okay, so only Mantara did not follow because she might have not been born in a dharmic state. Yato jata Kaikeya tu sahoshita. Okay, then comes this to depict her mind. So this episode in Ramayana tells whom you should not model after, whom you should not emulate. Mantara, Ravana. Sometimes you can even take Kumbhakarnan to be good because he only wants to show his loyalty. He goes to fight, knowing very well that Rama is Dharma Swarupam, he cannot win. So Ravana and Mantara are the two people whom you should never emulate. Then she says, this is the one gossip. So she gets this information about Rama's Yuvaraja carnation through somebody else because she stands in the balcony and sees all this jubilation, Sambrama. Okay. Then she says this, Uttishta mudhe kim reshe bhayam tvam abhivartate. Mudhe, ye dumb Kaikeyi, get up. You think then what she says, this is the gossip states. We should not do this. So Ramayana says it's a way of living. Each shloka is a gem. So we should not follow Mantara because she starts gossiping and infusing bad things. Chap. So Dharmavadi Shato Bharta Slakshanavadi cha Dharuna Shuddha Bhave na Janishe Tenaiva Mati Sandhita. That's what it is. Hey Kaikeyi, you say that your husband, your Bharta is Dharmavadi, but you are Mude. Dharmavadi. And then he says Slakshanavadi. Slakshanavadi means nice talker. Take it like that. Slakshanavadi Vadi. This you can play with Sanskrit, right? So Slakshanavadi Vadi Vachaha. Then it should be a nice talker. You think that he is a nice talker, but this is what it is. But he is Darunaha. He is an evil. See? She did not come simply first to say, hey Kaikeyi, did you not know that your son, of course, Kaikeyi considered Rama as her son, which Kaliyan, in Tamil poet, Bhakti poet says, Matrutai, because he is the one who explains the nature of Kaikeyi as Matrutai, as Matrantai. So she is not okay. Valmiki might have treated Kaikeyi as Kaikeyi as the best mother of Rama. No, because Alvars are so immersed in Bhakti. They care for Rama, they care for Pirati. They says, no, she is not that type. Anyway, so beautiful, right? We are enjoying the literature like anything. Then she says, Daruna, he is Daruna, he is an evil man. So that's what it is. So instead of telling that fact, instead of relaying the story, she starts poisoning people. That's what it is. So Ramayana is a way of living. You should not do that. The first episode we discussed here was on Dilipa, is to show care about Jantu, Pasupakshi. The second episode is to show how there are people who do not care about their own caretakers. Kaikeyi was caretaking Manthara, right? She was indeed treated like a mother by Kaikeyi, Manthara or Kuni. But that lady acts oppositely, contrary. So she is not caring for people because she is self-pity. She wants everything for herself. Whereas in Ramayana, Valmiki, it's not clear why he did this. But Alvar explains, this woman had a vengeance on Sri Rama. That's what it is. You should not underestimate people. Rama was a young boy. He might have played some tricks on Kuni. But this lady, 15 years later, keeps that vengeance and is watching for a correct time to use it. So, people are important. Shuddha bhavena janishe. He is not Shuddha minded. So, you are not able to know that. Janishe te naivam atisandita. You are deceived. So, she is infusing poison. So, we learnt that care for people, stay away from people who gossip around. Because how was Rama? He was a living embodiment of Dharma. So, he was living embodiment of Dharma. He didn't care about material pleasures. So, tomorrow they say that you are going to be crowned. Tomorrow you are going to be crowned as the Yuvaraja of this desa, big desa. Yacharamam na pashyetu, yancharamo na pashyati, nindita sarvalokeshu, swatmapyenam vigarhate. Yacharamam na pashyetu, yancharamo na pashyati. If you are not seen by Rama, or Rama doesn't see you, there is no point in living. This is what the people of Ayodhya used to say. Ichamohi mahabhagam ragviram mahabalam gajena mahatayantam ramam chatra avrutananam. Then they say, okay, we are going to see tomorrow. We are seeing Rama coming on the elephant. Tomorrow is going to be the prince, crowned as the prince. If you are not seeing him, this vision of Rama to be crowned, or you are not letting him to be seen by him. Yacharamam na pashyetu, yancharamo na pashyati, ninditaha sarvalokeshu. So, he was a living embodiment because he practiced Dharma. He took care of people. So, in one instance, he might have played with Kuni, and that was the reason that happened. What happened? Periyalvar, the father of Andal Pirati, cries this, Kalakkiyama manattalai, Kaikeyi varam venda, Malakkiyama manattananai, Kalakkiyama manattalai, Kaikesi varam venda. Beautiful poetic structure. Malakkiya, Kalakkiya, Malakkiya, Kulak, Ilak. Beautiful. Kalakkiyama manattalai, Kaikesi varam venda, Malakkiyama manattananai, Mannavanum maradu voliya. Again, virtue, righteousness. So, it would be a remiss for Adiyan if we are not invoke Alvar's Pasuram. Of course, it is such a blessing that this episodes coordinated by Dallas Sri Vaishnavas groups is reaching far and beyond. We have been getting feedback from people who are native Gujaratis talking. From Pune, senior vice presidents of companies in Wisconsin and elsewhere commenting, because we have made Ramayana to be a broad understanding of way of living. Okay, so Kalakkiyama manathalalai kaikesi varam venda malakkiyama manathananai mannanum maradu valiya. The king did not forget his wives. His wives, he granting his wife 2 vows. He never forgot. He could have simply said no. Alvar makes a point. Periyalvar makes this point. Mannavanum maradu valiya. Maradu valiya means he did not forget what he vowed to Kaikeyi. Kulakkumara kaduraya po ennu vidai koduppa. Kulakkumara, you are going to be the crown prince. Kulakkumara kaduraya po ennu vidai koduppa. Ilakkumanum tannodum angu angengiyadu vor adayalam. This is Tamil Sundarakanda. In the words of Periyalvar, the father of Andal, Goda Pirati. Kalakkiyama manathalalai kaikesi varam venda. This is exactly what we have alluded to in the Valmiki Ramayana poems, that Dharmavadi Shato Bhattas Lakshanavadi cha Daruna Shuddha Bhavena Janishe Tenaiva Mati Sandhita. The same thing Alvar brings in Tamil in one word, Kalakkiya. This lady Mantara infuses poison. Kalakkiya, Kaikeyi by herself was good, but she was not having the Drita Mana, Chinta. So she got spoiled by this Kuni. Alvar puts it. Kalakkiyama manathalalai. So do not think Kaikeyi was bad. The time was not opportune. The time was not correct, because she got sold by Mantara. Alvar makes it. Because who is Kaikeyi? Kaikeyi is Mata of Bharata. Bharata Alvar. Nobody can match his seva. Paratantriyam mikkavar. So he is totally in surrender. There is a subtle difference between Lakshmana and Bharata. When you compare Lakshmana and Bharata, Bharata did not even have his own swatantriyam, paratantriyam. Whereas Lakshmana told that I am going to come with you no matter what you say. So even though that is good, in terms of relative terms, Bharata is better. So Alvar puts everything in the single poem to show Ramayanam is way of life. Whether you take Raghuvamsa, or you take the Adi Mulakavya Ramayana, or Kamban, or Alvar. Kalakkiyama manathalalai kaikesi varam venda malakkiyama manathananai mannavanum maradu valiya Kulakkumara kadurayappo ennu vidai koduppa. Ilakkumanum tannodum angu engiyadu vor adayalam. So Ramayana itself is a dharmic text. Everywhere you see, it talks about way of living, which it's so impressive to note that Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, who is known for his writing, if Rajaji writes, people see and write, right? Read. So he says that Ramayana is not a history. Do not take it as just a history. Do not take it as somebody's biography, or do not just simply take it as a dharmic text. It's a combination of all, concoction of all. Ramayana is not a mere history, not a biography. It's part of Hindu mythology. And if we have to understand a society, and then he quotes about Greek society. If you have to know what Greek is, their life and their way of living, you got to know Apollo, you got to know Hercules, I think you got to know Hector, I guess. All these are Odyssey, Homer's text, Odyssey of Homer and Iliad. So you got to know, because that tells how those people in those ancient civilizations lived. Whether you talk about Virgil or you talk about Homer, they all depict at different levels anyway, depict the civilization and the characters of the civilization. So does Sri Ramayana. So Ramayana itself is a way of living. So he says it is not a history, not a mere biography. It's part of Hindu mythology, Hindu dharma. If you need to know the dharma, read Ramayana, read Mahabharata, because those texts tell how these people lived who were part of great civilization. Raga Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Mangalam Kosalendraya Maganiya Gunabdaye Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam Srimate Ramyaja Matra Munindraya Mahatmane Sri Rangavasine Bhuyati Nitya Srihi Nitya Mangalam Alvar Emperumanar Jiyar Trivadigalе Sharanam Shubham Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Sanmangala Nisantu Dasaha.